man. So they put you in front of the right people, good people. I know me and Coach Bradford, man, we've talked before in the past. We kind of know each other a little bit. And I told him a little bit about your situation. He knows about the fight that you got into, man, that made you miss your senior year. So I just want you to, get in front of him, man, answer all the questions that he has, man, and let him get to know you, man. Let him get to know the goofy side of you, dog. You know what I mean? And so we get rolling, man, and hopefully get you moving in the future. All right? We good?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, man. Yeah, you got it. Go ahead and take it away, Coach.
All right, man. What's up, man? How you doing?
What's up, Coach? I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, man. Do it sound like I'm yelling? 'Cause I naturally talk loud, but I don't want you to think I'm yelling at you.
Nah.
Okay, for sure, for sure. So man, what you been up to, man? As far as your spring and stuff like that. Whatever your workout's been looking like. Kind of what are you into right now?
Pretty much after the whole incident. So it was right before the season started. So from that point, from August to now, I've been training. I've been getting up 3 times a week at 5 a.m.
Okay.
Go work out, go to work. Come home. I got training again at 6 or 7, just depends. And then I get it done there. And then I come back home. On days that I don't have training with my speed coach, I go to the gym by myself. I used to work at a gym right here. It's 5 minutes away, so that's what I usually do in my free time.
Okay.
Just that, I mean, I just been working, trying to get back to. Honestly, I think I'm in better shape now and in better position and skill wise than I was, in August. So
Gotcha.
that's what I've been up to.
Okay. So man, I got from the information I got that you're about 6'3", 210.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Where's your weight right now? About in the same area, or you're a little heavier, a little thinner?
It fluctuates. I'm about 195, pretty much.
Okay. Got you. Okay. In primary position, I guess let me put it this way. Going forward, going to the next level, you kind of gotta have an idea of where you want to go. I know a lot of times athletes at the high school level, you put your athletes on the field regardless of position. The luxury at the college level is that you get to recruit guys, for specific positions. And the transparency between coach and player obviously is important for you just as much as it is the coach to know kind of the direction that you're headed position wise. And so what position do you feel that you could be most successful at?
Well, my main position is corner.
Okay.
On PBT Elite, I play safety and corner.
Gotcha.
I can rush off the edge. I can play receiver. I can bulk up, play tight end. I just want to be able to go play somewhere, and I'm ready. Just if I need to switch the position, offense, defense, don't really matter. I can go in.
Okay. Gotcha. So let me see, Coach. Defensively, what scheme you run? Are you guys like 4-2-5, 4-3? 3-man front. What do y'all run defensively?
For what we're gonna do now, what we're looking for. We're gonna use him all over the field. So we're gonna use him at the safety position. We're also gonna use him down at that nickel spot as well, because he's got the size to be able to play in the box, but he also has the ability to cover inside that slot. So we want to be able to use the length and use his body frame both on the edge, but also in the box. You know what I mean?
Okay, got you. Yeah, the reason I asked that is because our stud position, which is that man, we called them outside backers, but now they got the nickel title. And so that position is pretty significant in what we do defensively. So that's kind of the reason that I ask, kind of what what you guys do as far as, schemes. I think obviously, corner and safety, I think you fit those well. And also that nickel position. Like I said, that's one position that we have to have, and that position that guy has to be different. Honestly, he has to be more athletic at that position than I would say the corner, for the simple fact of he's probably a bigger body. And so his athleticism is always gonna have to carry him through that. So I think you fit that well, especially with the 6'3", about 195. That you fit that very, very well. So I'll definitely be talking with my outside linebackers coach about that, and as well as our DBs coach. So that's good to know. Let's see what else I got. Got that. See. So talk to me a little bit about your incident and anything that you don't want to tell me, you don't have to. But just give me a little insight or overall view of the situation that happened. And the reason I asked that is for the simple fact of at some point I'm gonna have to go into my head coach and say, hey, this kid, he wants to, play college ball. I think he can help us. But when he comes and says, hey, where's the senior film? I have to be able to, give him a little insight. So you can just briefly give me a little insight on what happened. You don't have to go into detail. Just give me an overall idea.
Yes, sir. So pretty much it was summer night, whatever, hanging out with my friends. I got a truck. So I only have one row in my truck. So I was just driving around in the parking lot with my friends in the back of the truck, whatever,
Gotcha.
just messing around. And it had told me to drive somewhere. They told me to drive to Dick's. So I ended up driving to Dick's, whatever. And then next thing you know, they're outside they told me they were gonna go scare someone they knew that worked there or whatever. I didn't think anything of it. So I just parked. And then next thing I know, I look out my window and there's a scuffle, everyone's yelling, and I'm like, oh. So me being like, oh, like this doesn't look good. I tried to drive off, and then everyone just hopped right back in my truck as soon as they see me leaving. So then I looked like a getaway driver in the situation. I didn't get out the car. I didn't get out the car at all. I was in my car the whole time, and yeah, I mean, guilty by association. So.
Gotcha. Okay. But like I said, that's just about all I need. Like I said, I just got to be able to, when I go in there, and get to having this conversation with my head coach. I have to be able to give him a little insight on that. Especially considering, we're NAIA, so we do have the ability to, offer athletic scholarships as well. And it's always a bit tougher, to the business side of it makes it a little bit tougher to put, money on a guy that, they may have junior film, but when their senior film is missing, it's a little bit tougher because it's like, well, that's a whole year of something that they could possibly just have done nothing. And so, it's good to know that, you're active, you've been doing stuff. And so I can also, vouch for that. As well, I can go and tell him, hey, I know for a fact he's been working. I know he's in a good program, that type of deal. So I can also explain that as well. And so your interest as far as going to the next level, obviously, you want to go on and play college ball. But let's get away from the football part of it. Talk to me a little bit about academics, and what you're looking to get academically, degree-wise and stuff like that. Talk to me a little bit about that.
I'm interested in the business degree. I want to learn how to manage my money just when I get out. I want to start getting into real estate. I've already been saving up so my whole plan was to get a scholarship and then buy either an apartment or a complex next to the college and rent it out. So I definitely want to get into real estate, just learning how to be a businessman and manage my money.
Gotcha. Okay. So you're looking to go into business. Okay. So our business, it's a tight race with business and criminal justice at our university, man. But their business and criminal justice kind of go back and forth with the number one school here on campus. So we have a really good business department. Our dean over there he's been all over the world doing this business degree stuff. He's highly qualified. All those professors, they got some top of the line business professors over there. Some that have gone on to be have a hand in a lot of the most successful companies in the world. So I think we just got a professor that let me see, it was something with Android he did. He did something really big with Android when Android first kicked off. And so he's retired from that, and he just wants to, teach business classes. So his retiring to go teach, that's different for me. I ain't
Yeah.
retiring to go teach. I'm retiring from teaching, but I'm not retiring to go teach. That's what I'm not gonna do. And so that he's obviously passionate about the business world. And like I said, those professors, man, they're top of the line over there. So business is, like I said, one of our top departments, if not the top. So I think that's pretty good. Where are you at right now academically, as far as like your GPA, test scores and stuff like that?
So I was an early grad, so I graduated in December.
Oh, okay.
I finished with a 2.9. I don't know if it was weighted or unweighted, but
Okay.
most of that struggle was my freshman and sophomore year. I moved from New York, so
Gotcha.
I jumped into high school freshman year, mid year, and here, hold on one second. I
Oh,
jumped
you
into I jumped into high school mid year. It was come from COVID year, so I got put into my grades were really good in New York. I got put into I want to say it was pre-AP honors math. Like all my classes were pre-AP honors math and English, everything like that. I was taking a class 2 years up, and then it was just different the transition. So I just struggled a lot. And then say really same thing sophomore year, and then junior year and senior year, it was A's and B's from there. But GPA is your whole high school career, so that's where most of that struggles from. But yeah.
got you. Have you taken any tests, ACT, SAT, or anything like that?
Yeah, I took the ACT. Yeah, I think my score was a 17, 16, something like that.
Okay. Cool. Cool. So man, tell me, what's your motivation? You know, what's your motivation to go be successful both academically and athletically? What drives you what gives you that want to go do that?
I mean, just the fear of being unsuccessful is just, overwhelming. I want to be able
Gotcha.
to provide, like at the end of the day, I want to be able to provide for my family, give thanks to my mom, my dad, just give back everything they put into me, and then just proving everyone wrong. You know,
Mhm.
I always played with a chip on my shoulder. In my high school, I was pretty underappreciated. It wasn't like it was one of those deals. So I've always had a chip on my shoulder. So I just want to go out there, prove everyone wrong, and prove
Mhm.
my everyone that loves me, prove them right. So I just playing with that chip on my shoulder is just a big thing.
Gotcha. Okay. Um, well, man, I like a guy that has a chip on his shoulder. Man, you can't play at this level and be successful if you don't have a chip on your shoulder. And so that's obviously good to hear. And so, man, a little bit about what we do here at Wayland. So Wayland, obviously, we are a faith-based institution, Wayland Baptist University. And so in that, we firmly believe that everything we do has to be a lot bigger than football. Obviously, you come here on an athletic scholarship to play football. You come here to get a degree. Um, but all of that is just tiers of life that, level of importance, okay? And honestly, as much as we love football, football's at the bottom. Um, because one day you'll be done as a football player, okay? And then you got to be able to lean on your education, okay? And so we prioritize that degree. I tell guys all the time, you cannot play for me if you don't take your academics serious. For the simple fact of the business side of football, man, you're essentially, it's a job. You're getting put on athletic scholarships. You're getting paid to go play this sport. And so that's the business side of it, right? But if you're not going to class, that tells me that your success isn't important to you. And it's hard for me to get in the groove with a guy where the education is not important because especially understanding that one day football will come to an end and all you have to lean on is your education. And a guy that doesn't take their education serious, it just it grind my gears. And one day you'll get out there. And like I said, everything we do is far more than just football. man, one day, like you say, you have to get up and you're gonna have to go work, to provide for a family. There's gonna be people, a wife and kids one day that depend on you to go out and get that done. And it's hard for me to get in the groove with a guy that won't. I can't see him doing it for somebody else if he won't even do it for himself. And so that type of deal, I'm big with my guys on. You have to prioritize your education. Okay. And then the tier above that is your faith. Like I said, we're faith-based. And over all of that, with or without football, with or without education, you growing into that God-fearing man one day is what's going to propel you forward in life. Like I said, with or without football, education, anything like that. The husband that you'll be to your wife and the father that you'll be to your kids, that's the mold that we like to set here. Obviously, I ain't your dad, I'm not here to to tell you what to do. But my role and my purpose as for one as a coach, also as a professed Christian, is to help you understand the bigger picture and understand that God has a purpose for you. And I can't tell you what that purpose is. And so my job is to help you create that relationship with him to where he can give you that confirmation. And you can fulfill his purpose. Your purpose to me is absolute nothing compared to your purpose for him. And so my job and my duty to you is to help you find that. Because at some point in my life, somebody helped me find that. And so that's my role in the lives of young men, because this world that we live in now, and I'm young, now, I ain't gonna lie. So that when I say this world, that's because there's some things in my life that I experienced. Like I said, I'm young, but I experienced it, early in life. And so my job is to help you understand that there are parts of life that you'll face that are extremely similar to some of the things that you'll see in football. You'll face adversity. You're gonna face adversity in your life. And so helping you to understand how to handle that adversity through the game of football is gonna help you later on in life to help you understand how to handle that adversity. You get out there and you gotta face it, and football has no role in it. And so that's kind of the mold that we have as coaches. That's what we believe in. We don't force feed, the Christianity on you. What we do and what we talk to you about in-house. Obviously we try to help you create the relationship with God, with and understand the importance of it. But what you do with it when you leave this building is your business. What you do with it, I'm not gonna come to your house and just force feed that to you. I'm not gonna do that. But what I am gonna do is give you what God gave me. And so that's kind of my purpose. That's kind of my passion. In the profession that I'm in. Everybody ain't like that. A lot of places you go at the college level, it's all about football. It's about wins and losses, and that's all that a lot of coaches care about. Obviously, I want to win. I hate losing. I hate losing. I will spaz out over a loss, right? Professionally, I will spaz out. I'll put it like that.
Let them know, coach. Let them know.
Oh yeah, I'm here to win ball games. I get paid to do this, and I gotta go. I gotta earn my money. I ain't finna, dog. I'm telling you, I'm not finna lose no ball game. That's what we're not finna do. We work too hard across all levels to lose. So I am a competitor. But I know how to compete at a professional level. I know how to keep it professional. And so guys that spaz out and throw helmets and stuff like that and do all that, I understand the passion for the game. I get it. I've been there. But man, it's all about, again, like I said earlier, learning how to handle adversity and handle it well. So, but man, I do get fired up, dog. I get fired up, but I'll be ready to go. I'm telling you, dude. It get back. It get back. When I'm ready to go, I'm ready to go. And so I surround myself with guys that are like-minded in that sense, that want to win and understand the grind that you have to put in to this game to win. And so that's the culture we have in our program. So when you win it, the next day you got to get back on that same grind. Okay. When you lose it, the next day you got to get back in it and get on that same grind. Win, lose, or draw, you have to understand that I have to work as hard as I can regardless. And so that's the culture that we have, in this program. And the record hasn't shown it, but moving forward, man, we're putting it together piece by piece. We've always, been top 3 in the conference defensively, and struggled offensively. And so obviously, when things don't work, you make change. And so we've moved on to a new OC, and we got a new O-line coach. Our OC this year is coming from, they call it Burn It. I say Burnett. That's where he's coming from. So long time successful coach, has been a head coach for right around 30 some years. Has went into 3 or 4 programs and changed the culture. Took teams from 2 wins in a year to going semifinals type deal, making state appearances. So proven winners are now a part of the program, and so we're definitely headed in the right direction. The culture in our rooms, the culture in our program has changed for the better. We also went to a different recruiting style. We had to recruit different caliber of kids. Okay, we recruited guys that it's tough when a kid comes out of a program that's in their entire high school career has only won 3 or 4 ball games. It's tough in that sense because those guys they're used to it and they're okay with it. There's very few guys that have experienced that and still have that desire to go be a winner. It's tough on those guys. So we've changed our recruiting in that sense, as well as the programs that these guys come out of. Okay, man, I've been in this profession long enough to have created some relationships with some coaches in different places, and all coaches do not mean well. And so my relationship with coaches that do mean well have grown, and the ones that don't mean well, those relationships have come to an end or are extremely minimal. And so what the program you're with now is a respectable program. I think everything you're doing is for the betterment of your future. And so I think you're in the right place, and I think you're doing the right thing. You got any questions for me, man? I know I get talking, dog, and I get fired up about this type of stuff. I ain't gonna lie to you. I get fired up about this type of stuff right here. You got any questions for me, man? You can always stop me and ask me anything you got.
What is a regular day like maybe a day of in season and then a day of off season look like for a football
Okay. And so in the fall, typically, what'll happen outside of fall camp, we'll lift in the morning. Okay. You leave lifting, you go eat breakfast, and you got class all day. Okay. You go eat lunch. Your responsibility as a college athlete and as an adult is to anything you got to do with the trainer. Okay, you work with the trainer on that, and whatever time works through your daily schedule. That's when you go see the trainer. Okay, and then we come into meetings. I would say about 2. We went 2:30. We went 2:45, based off of majority of the team. Based off their class schedule, when is the best time to go into special teams meeting and stuff like that. So that kind of changes, but typically 2:30, 2:45, we go into special teams meeting. Okay, you got a special teams meeting. You go into team meetings. I would say about 3:00. And so 3:00, you're in team meetings. You get out of there, you go to position meetings. And then position meetings, we're just touching up. I'm giving you an idea of what to expect when we get out on the field for practice. So when we get out to practice, there's no explaining. I'm not explaining drills. We're hitting it and we're going. You already know it. You already know it's coming. And so you can be ready for it. So that's what we cover in position drills, and obviously the team meetings and stuff like that. We're covering the overall schematic part of it. This is the direction we're headed. This is kind of why we're doing it. Get a little film in there, and then after that, we're at the gate at 3:30. Okay, 3:30, we're at the gate. When the whistle's blown, you're flying to the field. We get stretched, go through practice. We're typically done, I would say, anywhere from 5:45, 6 o'clock. Okay, then you're getting out of there. You go eat, and that concludes your day in the fall. And then again, you're hitting it again the next morning. In the spring, man, we integrated a new off season, and so the carryover from right after the season in the fall carried over into the spring. And so we use Team Builder. I don't know if you heard of Team Builder before. But what it does is we don't do maxes as far as we don't go in and do 1 rep maxes. We don't do 3 rep maxes. Okay. Team Builder is a program that, it generates your workouts. Okay. And it has a deal called AMAPs. So AMAPs are basically as many as possible. So over time, it has this weight, and I can do this weight this many times. Okay. So there's certain lifts where the target reps is anywhere from 8 to 12. Okay. And so basically you're putting in the number of those reps that you hit. Okay. So say I get 6, I can only get 6. All right, I type in 6, right? So now that next time you lift it, adjust that weight. And so now once you get into that target range, at that point it can see if you're getting stronger. And as you're getting stronger, it adjusts the weight. Okay. And it also works with the reps. So there'll be times where there's set reps, and there'll be times that we do the AMAPs. And so we're also into we have like Olympic style days. So that's Olympic style is, let me see, Thursday, Friday, and Monday, Tuesday, we have either concentric or eccentric lifting. And so that's basically a lifting style when you get into, and I'm down slow, I hold it here and I'm punching here, or if I'm down, holding at the bottom for a 3 count, that type of stuff. So it's a pretty extensive weight program. And so we go through that. We just finished that up yesterday. And dog, as tough as it is on the player, it's tough on the coach. Man, it's tough to, in that weight room, command lifts and different stuff like that. And so we just finished that phase of off season yesterday. They're going on spring break this week coming up, and then we'll come back on the 18th, that Monday, and we'll go into our spring ball phase. So we'll have individual workout on the field, just getting guys back used to going through individual drills, the team setting and different stuff like that. We won't be padded up in the first 2 days. It's kind of like a get back into it type deal. And then we'll hit spring ball, and then we'll go like around Easter time. Then after that, we'll be done with spring ball. Man, and it's all academics from there. Right after spring ball concludes, it's all about finishing this semester strong. Those guys they'll go to any academic coaching they need, and they're hitting midterms. Just hit midterms. I guess this week or the week before. And so right after Easter, they'll be going into, like I said, the academic phase. It's all about getting your grades right. Taking care of those hours that you need to be eligible and stuff like that. So that's typically what the spring looks like.
Yes, sir. That sounds good.
Yes, sir. You got any other questions for me about anything like that?
That's about it.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Oh, shoot, man. I got one for you, man. I don't know what's going on in my video. It keeps going in and out. So I just turned it off.
Gotcha.
So for Nick, I know you coming out to the game on the 27th. What are the things that you're looking for when it comes to him, right? So you know about the defense and the type of player that you're looking for with that certain position, your nickel or your jack kind of linebacker.
Yes, sir.
What will you be evaluating from Nick when you come out and see him?
Man, I want to see the first my first evaluation is going to be when you're not in the game. That's my first evaluation is your how you are when you stand on the sideline. Okay. Are you locked in, or are you a guy that goes and walks up and down the sideline as a distraction from guys that should be locked in type deal? So that's the stuff that I always watch first and foremost. And on the field, man, I'll be looking at, honestly, I'll be honest with you. The one thing that I'm looking for is if something doesn't if something doesn't go like it's supposed to, your demeanor and in that point, how are you going to handle that adversity in that moment? And so I'll be looking for stuff like that. As far as playing and skill set, how much I want to see how often you're around the ball, even when it's backside. Are you busting your butt to get over there to the ball? Are you doing your assignment? If I'm there on the sideline and I'm hearing, Nick, you need to do this. Nick, you need to do that. Nick, that type of deal. At that point, I want to know how serious you were in preparation, how serious you were as far as attention to details, that type of stuff. But flying around, obviously making plays is important. Making plays, and doing your assignment. I'm looking for, are you flying around? Okay. If it's backside, if the ball goes away, are you a guy that's going to stand there and watch the play? Or are you going to be a guy that's busting butt over there, trying to get that ball out, trying to make something happen for your team? So that's the type of things that I'll be looking for. And like I said, man, who you are in the small moments, okay? It's easy to see how guys are in the big moments, but who are you when you're not in the game? Who are you when the offense is on the field and you're not? Okay, are you keeping guys locked in? Are you being a leader? It doesn't necessarily have to be vocal, but man, if defensively you just gave up a touchdown, are you going to go to the sideline and are you going to go over there and tear your guys down, or are you going to go over there and build those guys up and have a next play mentality? That's the type of stuff I look for in a guy, potentially to bring into my program because in the game of football, dog, the other team is going to score, okay? There's going to be times when, a guy messes up. It's how football works. If everybody did, what they're supposed to do offensively and defensively, football would be boring. So at that point, like I said, that the game of football, those type of things happens. And I want to see how you handle those moments. So those are the things that I'll be evaluating. Because that type of stuff is important to me. It's important to the culture that we have here at Wayland. So those are the things that I'll be evaluating.
Yes, sir.
All right, love it, man. Shoot, that's all I got. You got anything else, Nick?
That's about it.
Hey, man, if you got something to ask now.
Yeah.
Get it out, man.
Man, what's your cell number, man? Let's see. I don't know if it's on it. What's your cell, Nick?
516.
516?
Yeah. 513.
Okay.
4635.
4635. So I got 516-513-4635.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Man, I'll shoot you a text here in a second. Man, you'll have my number. You can log me in. Any questions you got, man, please don't hesitate. Because the more the more I can trust, that a guy is, if he decides, hey, I want to come to Wayland, I can trust that he chose Wayland for the right reason, because he knows all those details. And so I'll shoot you a text, man. You'll have my number, and I'll definitely get you locked in with the right people, position coach wise. Man, I'm a D-line coach, but I do work obviously with the linebackers, and we're on the same defensive staff, so I work with our DBs coach hand in hand and stuff like that. So I'll definitely get you in the right hands, get the communication going with those guys as well.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir, for sure.
And what I'll do too, coach, is I'll send you his profile,
okay,
his recruiter profile, so you can have that as a backup too.
Perfect.
Like, just make sure you have all your info on there, all your academic. You know how it is. Fill out all that stuff if you haven't done so already, and then I'll have that sent over to you too, so you can have it in front of you.
Yes, sir. That's perfect. It's perfect. All right. Well, Nick, man, it's good to talk with you. Good to meet you. Now I can when somebody says Nick, I can put a face with it. So it's good to talk to you, man. Looking forward to, talking with you further and hopefully get you to become a pioneer. I may be a little biased, man, but I think it's the best place to be. And so, man, we'll definitely be in communication and get this thing rolling, man.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it. It's good to talk to you. Good to see you.
Yes, sir. Already, man. Well, take care, man, and stay on that grind.
All right. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right, appreciate you, Coach.